Okay, so here we are, beloveds, at the time of Matariki, at the time when our nation, Aotearoa, New Zealand, Te Waiponamu, is celebrating for the very first time the appearance in the morning sky of Matariki, signifying the Māori New Year. And of course, as we know, the Pleiades has been known in other traditions, or the Matariki, the symbolism of these stars appearing in the sky early in the morning at this time, which is near winter solstice for us, is highly symbolic in this land of the new year, the Māori New Year. And for many months now, we have been coming into our hearts and with great love, envisioning the new world, the new earth, and creating the Magdalene Christed lighthouse for the new world, with the Christed light above and the many, many rooms within the lighthouse, anchored to the Ponamu greenstone or jade below, with the energy of the Magi, the magician and the enchantress holding these together. This is a fifth dimensional creation, fifth dimensional or higher that we work with. And tonight we are going to go for a journey into one of what we call rooms or realms inside the lighthouse. It is the Matariki or Pleiadian realm. And so I invite each of us to go into our hearts, breathing the sacred breath of life into our hearts, into that flame, that eternal flame that we have been since the beginning of time. And as we breathe into our heart flame, encouraging it to grow and to fill the space of our hearts, let us connect deeply with Mother Earth, Papatuanuku. Let us pour the light of our heart's love down to the crystal heart of Mother Gaia, circling 3 times around her heart. And as Mother Gaia returns the light of her love to us, we pour our love to the land of Pan, to all the elementals, and to the lands of Lemuria and Atlantis, back into our heart space. We now connect to the sun, sending the light of our love up to the sun, where we greet Helios and Vesta, and the brothers and sisters of the golden robes and the rosen robes and the fire dragons. And from our sun up to the central sun of our galaxy, the great sun of the Matariki system that we have known as Alcyon, the central sun. And we encircle 3 times around the heart of Alcyon, and returning back to our hearts through our sun, back to our hearts. Now we're going on a magical journey. Let us envision a beautiful golden tunnel from our heart flame, leading to the garden of our own hearts. We walk gently, prayerfully down the golden tunnel, and we come to a golden door that has an imprint of our hand, that is the code for opening the golden door. We place our hand on the door and it opens majestically and magically, and in we go. And this is the garden of our own heart. And straight ahead of us, there is a most beautiful garden seat and a beloved, beautiful Lady Master waiting for us. And she beckons us to come and sit beside her. And it is the goddess Charity. She who is one of those who overlight this land of Aotearoa Te Waiponamu. And she whispers to us that our timing is perfect, that we are in exactly the right place at the right time. And she shares that she is going to accompany us into the realms of Matariki. And she shares there are 2 companions to travel with us. And we look up and we see it is White Buffalo Calf Woman, who pours her love to us almost overwhelmingly. And in that love, reminding us of the great stories, of the great journeys of the indigenous peoples of our lands, from the stars, from the Golden Shrine galaxy that came to these lands many eons ago to protect the lands, that they are free at this time for the coming of the 7th Golden Crystal Age. And she shares that she will imbue within us on our journey to the Matariki realm this night. She will share in many wordless ways, in codes and fire letters and glyphs, so that we can remember the ancient origins of this land and the ancient, deep, deep linkages to the stars and the galaxy and the universe and beyond. And the other beautiful guest that the goddess Charity brings to us is Lady Nada, Master Lady Nada, the great goddess of inspiration. And all 3 stand and beckon us to come. We do note that there is a beautiful flowering magnolia tree within the garden of our hearts. And we simply know that this tree was indeed a gift from the gardens of Alcyon. So we walk past the magnolia tree. The far end of the garden of our heart is another golden door. And there are 4 places for hands on this door. And the Lady Goddesses, Masters, put their hands forth along with our hand. And we open this golden door. And we know immediately that we have shifted realms and dimensions, that we are now in the realm of the stars. We're in the realm of our galaxy. And we are moving towards the central sun of our galaxy. And we feel the incredible warmth of love for this central sun of our galaxy. Channels divine love, divine feminine energies into our galaxy. And in this moment, we see that as Alcyon channels love within the fibers, the frequency, the plasma of that love are glyphs and fire letters and codes. And through my keepership this night, I see that the fire letters, the glyphs and the codes all journey on crystal flowers. And so I invite you to see as best you can, or imagine, or just know that as the love of Alcyon passes through us, we are receiving the glyphs and fire letters and codes of the flowers of our galaxy. And we simply know that we are going to be taken to a garden, an Alcyon, a mother garden, like the equivalent of a nursery on the earth, where the flowers of the universes are gathered. All flowers known to the Great Mother are gathered in the gardens of Alcyon. And we feel ourselves being drawn along a golden pathway, a galactic pathway, into the heart of Alcyon, into the garden of buds, of sproutings, of song. Some of the flowers there are visible to us, and some we simply know through the frequencies that we're receiving. Now one of the lady masters takes us by the hand. It could be White Buffalo Calf Woman. It could be Lady Nada or Goddess Charity. And they take us into what we might call a glass house. It is a creation that is of higher frequency, greater warmth, where the most exotic of the flowers are growing. And as we come into this, what we'll call a glass house, we begin to hear songs, singing. Many of the flowers are singing to us. Koshalua maha kiaku kimakala sitialu. Yakala tanaku peyaka. Mia koshalua kiaka amahau. Kia nui. Kia kua. Nua kia. Noaue idahara noe. And as we look more closely, we find that there is a bed of flowers that has been created for us. And so go with the master that is holding your hand. And the flowers say, yes, lie upon us. We are eternal, immortal. You cannot crush us. You cannot do any damage to us. We are a frequency. And we want you to lie within us to receive our frequency. And so perhaps just overcome your own limitations of lying upon beautiful flowers and just take up your place in this bed that has been created especially. We are each within our own unique beds, within the central heart of Alcyon. And the master sings now while holding our hands. And as she sings, the flowers around our body grow. And they grow over us. So it's like we are embedded in this garden of flowers. Kuyanu, kuyanu, ki au nia. White buffalo calf woman, as masters are able to do. She has 4 of herself there so that she can tend to each one of us. And she places her golden hands over our third eyes. And she gives us each a unique vision of ancient times in this land of Aotearoa Waiponamu. And invite you to take some time now as she sings to take in. This is a vision of you eons ago on this land. Kachalu Mikanashu Kimahalu. It is a time before the fall of the land of Pan. It is a time when the elementals were alive and well upon our ancient lands. And a fairy and a dragon come to each of us and gift to us a heart of Ponamu, which they place within our heart space. And they share kia kumaasa, kia kuoilana, kia tia. These heart Ponamus are seeded. Kia. Each still contains the living fire of the lava from which all the Pounamu was created. Kianu. And each Pounamu heart contains a glyph from the 7 Eloa who with Mother Vesta created the Pounamu. And there is too a fire letter of Mother Vesta. These gifts from the fairy and the dragon of ancient times are anchoring deep within us the moments of creation of the Pounamu and the signatures of the creators. Precious, precious gifts. And Lady Nada shares with each of us. These stones are for our inspiration, for they contain so much of the lineage of the sacred feminine above, below, and within. They contain the mystery of the Christ at Magdalene Lighthouse for the world. They can guide us. They can answer our questions if we go deep within and ask. For we know that if you ask with great sincerity, that there is always an answer given. This is a gift today for the 4 of us curious beings who always have questions. And the masters with us are smiling and saying, well, here you are, beloveds. This is the magic box within your hearts now. The seed of creation that can answer all your questions. But be ready for answers that you might not have expected. And this Pounamu can also rise questions in your consciousness. There'll be questions that will support you on your divine path. And White Buffalo Calf Woman shares that there is a question that will arise now. It's a question that's a gift to take away from tonight's meditation. So let's take a moment and receive the question that we are to take with us and to follow with our beautiful hearts when we return to our everyday lives. Kuyana kushala ki mahalua ki sara shua kuehi ni mahara kue. With our hearts full of gratitude, beloved Charity speaks to each of us now. And she asks us to stay deep within this Pounamu heart and to reflect for ourselves, to remember that we chose to be in this land, at this time, in this meditation, at this time, linking to the crystal heart of Elsion at this time. And she asks us to reflect. What is the unique gift that we each bring for this land of Aotearoa Waiponamu? We chose to be here, and we each brought with us a very specific and special gift that is to unfold in the days and weeks and months to come, for it is time. Our gifts are needed. Our gifts are required for our land, for life upon our land, for all life, and for the raising of our land, and for the support of our land, being the land that first receives the light of the world. Hence the lighthouse for the world. Being raised first for the world. And so we as keepers of the feminine divine, we as pillars of the feminine divine, Goddess Charity asks us to reflect upon the role of our pillars. What it is that we uniquely came to offer on behalf of the Mother. Kuiana hue, kiana ku, kitaranue, kitahara nau. And we take a moment now to look around, to look at the flowers that have embedded us, and we see them starting to release and to free our bodies. We see the smiling faces of Lady Nada and Goddess Charity and White Buffalo Calf Woman. We feel so much love from the Lady Goddesses and Masters. So much love from the flowers. And we can feel the love from the crystal heart of Elsion. The crystal heart of Elsion carries the love of the great, great central sun, the sun of creation. Carries in its purity the Mother's love. And we are being filled with that now in preparation for our return to our bodies in this realm. So if you raise a hand, one of the ladies will help you to stand. Breathing deeply, finding your feet, looking around again at the beautiful budding flowers, so exotic, so unusual. Most you've never ever seen anything like it before. And let's leave a message with the flowers that we will return and we will come back. And we're so grateful for the gifts of this night. Kia kuanuia. And two of the ladies now take our hands and start walking us prayerfully to the first door, which is the door out of the glass house. Through that door into the larger garden, and glimpse over far, far to the left-hand side, there's a forest or forests of magnolias in full bloom. We just send a message and say we will return and we will be coming back to play in the magnolia forests at some time, not too far away in the future. And the forest starts singing to us, singing their love for us, for they know how we have honored their flowers and their life. It's the most glorious, angelic song coming from the magnolia forest. Kiako ashala yamaka ashi. Imi kiako ayala, eshum akiaka aso ani, eamo ayako shalai. And they're dancing, dancing and singing, pouring their love to us. As we bow deeply towards the forest, and the lady goddesses continue walking with us prayerfully to the great golden door that we came through, that brought us into the Matariki realm. We open that door together. And as the door opens, we hear angelic song, angels of the music of the higher spheres, singing and celebrating. They're so happy that we came to visit, and that we are taking back all the sacred geometry inside of us, back to the earth, back to Tetlacordia. And so we walk now down the galactic golden highway like a golden bridge, back to the golden door that takes us into the garden of our own hearts. We come through this door and we go to the altar in the garden of our own hearts. We place our hands upon the altar, upon the crystals, as we find ourselves downloading all the gifts, all the sacred geometries, the glyphs and fire letters and codes being downloaded into the crystals upon our heart's altar. And as we download onto the altar of our hearts, we ask too that all of the sacred geometry be downloaded into the crystals in the altar of the lighthouse. And we stand in deep gratefulness to White Buffalo Calf Woman, to Lady Master Nada, and Goddess Charity, and to all the great beings and angelic hosts who supported this journey this night. Just breathe deeply. As As we know the time has come now to return into the fullness of our bodies. So breathing deeply, we come to the first golden door we came through into our hearts. And let us breathe and start to feel our bodies, wiggling our toes and our feet. Breathing deeply, hearing the sounds around us. Calling to all parts of us to return now from this journey into our physical garments, fully, completely, as we anchor our energies into the earth as if we are giant trees, anchoring deeply down, grounding ourselves, preparing ourselves to be fully here. That is why we are incarnated. It is to be fully here in these garments upon the earth, fully embodied with all that is divine that we can carry, and expressing that through our physical reality. So we give our thanks for this night. We give thanks to all who came and supported us. We give thanks to all the ascended and angelic hosts and great cosmic beings of light. We give thanks to Mother Earth, to the elementals and the crystals, the fairies and the dragons, and to our great Mother Akasha, whom it is our honor to serve in the anchoring of the divine feminine energies again upon this earth. And invite you just to take all the time that you require before you open your eyes again. So say, Namaste. Blessed be. Blessed be. Blessed be.